Hi everyone, my name is Erin Kirkpatrick and I'm with Group 5 and this is our case study rebuttal number 1 for Group 7. So to begin, I just wanted to list some key points from Group 7's case study. So the crime that they did their case study on took place in Abilene, Texas. The victim of the crime is unidentifiable as his hands have been cut off, meaning that they were not able to take fingerprints to identify the body. Botanical evidence used in this case is pollen. Pollen is used to identify the location the body may have come from, which is believed to be the northern region of Texas or the southwestern region of Kansas. It's determined or concluded to be a Mexican cartel or drug dispute related murder based on the evidence, and it's seemingly unsolved based on the information given in the presentation. So moving on to the forensic botany method that's used. So the botanical evidence in this case is pollen. There are 3 specific types of pollen that were found on this body, and that is marijuana pollen, alder pollen, and buffalo berry pollen. The pollen is used to connect the body to a southwestern region of Kansas, as these plants are not local to the area where the body is dumped, but are local north. To counter this evidence, it's easy to argue that the pollen on the victim's shoes could have come from another location, as it's airborne. Some types of airborne pollen can travel up to 400 miles from its original source. There is a flaw in arguing a drug dispute-related conclusion for this case solely based on marijuana pollen, as some may have marijuana plants in their homes. There is not a strong explanation of this case's conclusion or other key points of the use of evidence. So how can we improve this argument and method? To begin, we could better explain the method used to extract evidence and exactly how the evidence could solve the case. We could draw an exact conclusion to how the botanical evidence led to a suspect or place. We can explain how airborne pollen can be connected to an exact place or person. Another use of the pollen evidence could be to narrow down an exact location which contains all 3 pollens found on John Doe, then later to a suspect. And we can draw an exact conclusion on how these pollens are connected to the Mexican cartel, not only because it's marijuana pollen, but are all of these pollens present at a location that the Mexican cartel might frequent? Or are we just relating it to them because of the brutality of the crime and the marijuana pollens being present?